and welcome to episode 12 of my knitting podcast. I don't think I would recommend this yarn to you guys. I'm too heartbroken to frog this at the moment. I had completely forgotten what needle size I knitted this on. Well, first, this is my life now. I feel like this room is a little echoey because we just moved and we don't have a lot in this room right now. We only have 2 pieces of furniture, so nothing is really absorbing the sound, and I hope that in the video you don't hear all the echo. But in real life I really hear the echo. But yeah, let's get started. My name is Cindy. If you're new here, welcome to my channel, or welcome back, and thank you so much for being here if you've been here before. I post knitting content and a little bit about my daily life as well on my YouTube videos, so if you're interested in those, definitely check out some of my other videos and my channel. For some of you guys who've been watching me the past couple of months, you might know that I've been really busy with moving and just in life in general, so I didn't do a lot of knitting or post a lot of knitting content. But now that I am moved in and in my new place, I will have a little bit more free time, and I already feel my creativity coming back. Before I was super stressed about everything happening in life, but now I feel a little bit better now. Things are settling down. I'm feeling a lot more creative, and yeah, I'm hopeful that we can get back to the regular programming. But anyway, let's get started with today's video. I will start with FO whips, and then I don't have any yarn haul or any acquisition at all. I've just been trying not to buy anything. Instead, I actually did a little bit of a donation of my old yarn, which is great because I really needed to get rid of some of my stash, especially for the move. So we'll talk a little bit about that as well, and then at the end I will maybe go through my knitting plans, and yeah, that will be our video. I'm so happy to be back, and I'm so happy I actually remember the order this time. So let's get started. To start off, I have one FO, and Wilfred is behind me. He's investigating every corner. He's sniffing out every corner to make sure it's safe right now. So you'll see him come in and out, I guess. What are you doing? Yeah, I only have one FO, and that is the Biskrem sweater, and I did film a little clip of that when I finished it a month ago, and I will insert that now. You will notice that that is from my old house. That was before I officially moved. It's been a month probably, so you'll see that the background is a little bit different, but that is why. So yeah, enjoy that clip. I'm giving away the Biskrem sweater today, so I am going to talk about it now for my future podcast. So if you're watching this, hello from the past. Here is the sweater, completely blocked and done. It looks so cute. I was very worried about the body initially because it looked very small and the tension felt really tight, but after blocking it and using the ruler trick, which is using 2 rulers when you block it and just straightening out the sides. So what I would do is I would lay it on the ground wet, and then I would put in a ruler on each side, and then I would put on pins to secure the ruler so it doesn't kind of bounce back inwards. And using that trick, it really straightened out the sides and it really stretched it out and flattened it out. So I think it looks a lot better now, and I think this is the right size for him. Actually, I think it might be a tiny bit big for him, but you know, kids grow so fast anyway, I don't even think it would matter. Just to quickly go over this pattern, the top is done in shaker's rib, the bottom of course is color work, and it's just stock knit, and then also same with the sleeves. So the top is done on 4.5 millimeter, and the pattern has 4 millimeter, I believe, but of course I upsized it, and then I also did the same for the bottom part here. This is 4.5 millimeter, but I did upsize the sleeve to 5 millimeter because I was a little bit worried when I saw the body, because it looks so tiny and tight, that I decided to upsize for the sleeves. If I were to knit this again, I would definitely do 5 millimeter on the body, just because I don't know, even now if you look at the body, it does look a tiny bit smaller than the shaker's rib, because shaker's rib just naturally is very elastic and it stretches very easily, so there is a bit of a disconnect there. But it's okay, given that it is a baby sweater. he'll be fine. But if I were to reknit this for like a junior or like an adult, for sure I would change that up a little bit. In terms of sizing, I did something super weird, and that is I knit this for a 1-year-old size, but when it came to stitch count, I followed the 3 to 4-year-old pattern because I couldn't get the right gauge. My gauge was like significantly smaller than what the pattern has, and I'm using yarn that's very light in comparison to what they suggest. So I decided to knit it in a 3 to 4-year-old size using my really small gauge, and then also upsiding my needle by 0.5 millimeter. And every time they had knit to a certain specific length, I would actually follow the 1-year-old sizing length. I feel like it seems to have worked. I've never done this before. It's really weird, and I mean, logically and mathematically it would work, and of course it did. If it weren't for the fact that I'm using leftover yarn, I would have just purchased the right weight yarn, but I am trying to use up some leftover yarn in my stash and trying to get rid of stuff there. That's why I did this whole thing and tried to make it work with this Babyull Sandnes Garn yarn. I really like this pattern, and I think it looks really cute. And I love the fact that there is a mini, a junior, and a adult version. So if you want to match with your kids, or you want to match with your niece and nephews, whoever you were knitting it for, you can definitely do that. You can like, I can even knit the mom in adult size sort of this, and it would be like the most adorable thing ever. So I really like the fact that there are so many sizes to choose from for this pattern. Of course, the yarn I used is the Babyull Sandnes Garn, my favorite yarn ever, and I used the leftover yarn for the Pearl cardigan and the camisole number 5. So none of this was newly purchased, and in fact I was able to get rid of the dark green, which I'm very happy about. I still have a little bit of the light green, which I don't even know what to do with it. I'll figure something out. I think I used about under 2 balls, like maybe 1.75 balls of the dark green, and then for the light green I used about a ball. That's about it for the sweater. If I left anything out, definitely leave it in the comments below and I'll try my best to answer. So yeah, this is the Biskrem sweater mini. Alright, let's jump into whips now. I have 2 whips, and I think it's the same 2 whips I had last podcast, but I made a little bit of progress. One of them is a knit along with my friend Tara Maggie, and I think they have both finished theirs already, but I have not. I've just been busy, okay? We're getting there though. This is what it looks like now. This is the back yoke sweater by Noriko Ichikawa, and last time I spoke to you, I think I had not finished the body or the collar at all. Now those 2 are done, and I'm working on the sleeves. It is knitted with the hand-dyed shadow from Pix, and then also held together with this Gilliatt yarn in the color Aster. They look so pretty together. I'm not gonna go through it again because I feel like that's all I talk about, how pretty the combination is. But you know what? I feel like I did a really perfect job pairing these 2, so yeah, I'm proud of it. The funny story about this, I started this back in like January, and it's April already. Because it took me so long to knit these sleeves after finishing up the body and the collar, that I had completely forgotten what needle size I knitted this on. I apparently knitted the body in 5mm. I guess I could just watch my old podcast, or maybe I was confused as well, but I always thought that I was knitting this on 4.5mm, but turns out I was actually knitting it on 5mm. And how I found that out was when I started connecting for the sleeves, I noticed that the tension was completely off. I started with the right sleeve first, so this one right here, and it's really hard to tell on camera, but I'm gonna try to show you anyway. The tension is way tighter where I started on the sleeves with 4.5mm. Like the bottom here is 5mm. You can kind of see the line right here. Up here is much tighter. You can tell the stitches are smaller, a little bit neater actually. And then the bottom here is with 5mm. I don't know. To me, it's very obvious, but I also feel like it's a little more obvious in person. So that was when I noticed I did something wrong. I've never been in a situation where I've forgotten what needle size I've used, because I normally finish a project within like a month or so. But because this has spanned over like literally 4 months at this point, at least 3.5, that I've just completely forgotten what needle I used. And you know what? The easiest way to prevent this from happening is to like actually use my Ravelry. and my notes, but knowing me, I am so bad at documenting these things that I just didn't do it. But yeah, I definitely connected the sleeves using the wrong needle size. Wilfred, can I help you? He's trying to open up this closet door right now. He's been doing this all night. Like last night I couldn't sleep because all he did was claw at the closet trying to open everything. There's nothing in there. We don't need to look inside. There's nothing in there. But yeah, this really sucks because I knitted like a good amount of the sleeve. I mean, like a decent amount, like at least 3 to 4 inches. I'm too like heartbroken to frog this at the moment, so it's still on the needle. I'm just like kind of in denial right now and I don't really want to frog this, so I'm trying to stall it. So I decided to start on the right sleeve with the 5mm, or sorry, the left sleeve with 5mm. But you know what? This is like the first thing I frogged on this sweater. Like everything else has been very smooth. I didn't have to frog any of the body, the ribbing, or like the collar. So I would say like that's pretty much a win considering I frog like a lot on all my projects. So yeah. Pretty happy. I did do a turtleneck instead of the folded collar, and that is because I don't own anything in a turtleneck, and I just thought this would be a really good addition to my closet and to change it up a little bit. I have a lot of folded collars, so yeah, I don't know. I really like folded collars. I really like the way it looks. To me, it looks very neat and very clean, and it's just like what I'm used to. But I think I need to challenge myself and change things up a little bit and try something new. So that's why I decided on a turtleneck. The collar I knitted on 3.75mm. I think the pattern calls for 3mm, and I knew that I went up on my size, but I didn't know if it was like 4.5 or 5, so I went to 3.75mm, but in the end it still ended up looking okay. So yeah, the collar was definitely knitted on like smaller needles. I haven't tried it on since I've started the sleeves, so maybe I'll try it on right now. Hopefully I can fit. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I really like the length. It's not really that cropped on me, to be honest. It's like almost, it's like the tiniest bit cropped. I really like this length, and the sleeves are huge. And I think that's what like people notice about this pattern, that these sleeves are just like really, really wide. I actually really like how the turtleneck is looking. Wilfred. This is my life now. I really like how the turtleneck is sitting. It actually looks really nice. I've never done turtleneck before, and I'm quite proud of this. Although I kind of look like I have no neck right now in the video. Like I feel like my head's just floating. I think the sleeves look really nice as well. Like once I fix the tension and continue knitting, I think it'll be really great. And I really like this color. So I'm very happy about this one right here, and I am confident that I can finish this by beginning of May. This will be like my longest whip ever. I think my longest whip at this point is 3 months, and that was my Agnete cardigan, and now this one is reaching like 4.5 months. So yeah, well, happy with this one, and let's move on to my next whip. All right, moving on to my next whip and my only other whip. I only have 2 right now. I cannot handle more than 2 right now. This is the CASSINI pullover, and it is from the Cosmology Daruma collection from 2022. I bought that book for the raglan hoodie, and I decided I just want to knit something else in there, and I decided on the CASSINI. On top of that, I had like the perfect pink gray yarn to go with the CASSINI, so I just decided that it would be the perfect pairing. And I don't think I've done much since I've talked to you last time. Like I'm still at the body, so yeah, my goal is to finish this to wear it to like see cherry blossoms here in Toronto, and I think that's like very soon, like in 2 weeks. There's no way I can finish this in 2 weeks, just like my current schedule and everything happening. Like I don't think I can make it in time for cherry blossoms, but I don't know, I will wear it spring, summer. I'm not sure if I mentioned this in my last podcast or not, but I did move the yarn over row, which you can see right here. That's where the flounce is supposed to sit. I moved it down like 2 increases, so it will be a little bit lower. Instead of the flounce like sitting up here, it's going to sit like around here instead, which I feel like is more up my alley, and it kind of gives it more of like an off the shoulder look, which I really like. But yeah, I'm very excited about this piece as well. The yarn I purchased was actually from AliExpress. I don't think I would recommend this yarn to you guys because it's not the best feeling yarn, and it's like, I don't know, it's I just wouldn't say like this is like my favorite yarn, but I did buy it because I wanted to try out different types of yarns out there. And this is acrylic, which is fine because it doesn't like scratch me and it doesn't itch me, which is great. But I would say that there's probably like better options out there. Like if I were to spend my money again, I would probably buy something else. So that's my thought on the yarn, but I really do like how this is pairing with this specific sweater. So happy about that. Hopefully next time we talk I will have a little bit more done. I am still trying to do my knitting podcasts monthly, but we will see like how much progress actually gets done in a month. So that is it for my 2 whips. Let's talk about yarn acquisition, or actually the opposite, destashing my yarn. A month ago I went to a yarn swap, and that event is for you to kind of get rid of some of the yarn that you don't think you'll use and swap it with somebody else at the event. You can bring as much yarn as you want, and the goal is that we could, you know, kind of just exchange yarn, and then any yarn that doesn't get swapped or taken, it gets donated at the end of the day. So it doesn't matter like how much yarn you bring, it doesn't matter if anybody wants it or not, because they take the yarn and they do wonderful things with it. I brought a lot of yarn because I have never destashed my yarn before. Like I still have acrylic from like when I first bought yarn maybe 2 to 3 years ago, and I just have to be realistic. Like this acrylic is never going to be used, and it's been sitting in my closet for so long at this point that I just have to get rid of it. So I did bring a bunch of acrylic yarn. I think I bought like almost 9 bags, like Ziploc bags of yarn. It felt really good to get rid of this and destash, especially because I was moving at that time and I really didn't want to bring so much yarn over. So it just felt like the perfect time for me to get rid of the yarn. There were also books and needles and like knitting accessories at the yarn swap that you could donate and also swap. I just felt like it was a really great event, and it's just a really great way for you to get rid of some of the yarn you don't want and also get some yarn for free that you didn't know that you wanted. So yeah, that was me stashing a little bit of my yarn. In terms of knitting plan, I think I just really want to get my whips done at this point. There is something I really want to try, and that is entrelac. I've never seen it before, before recently I guess, and it's something that I really want to try out. It looks really pretty and I want to knit a sweater in this. I know it's a little ambitious, but I think once I finish my current whips, I'm going to try and do a little swatch with entrelac, and I think it's so cool, it's so unique. Hopefully by May I will clear up what I have right now and start something new. But yeah, that's my plan right now. I'm very happy with like where I'm at and that we've already moved, and I just feel like a very big part of my life that was like giving me stress has kind of left. Be seeing me in this corner a lot more. I will probably, I don't know, change up the background a little bit. Right now it's really boring, it's like a wall in a closet. So yeah, I will have to think about how to decorate this area and make it nicer and more like aesthetically pleasing, and I don't know, yarnify it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know what you guys have been knitting down in the comments below because I would love to hear it. Thank you so much for watching till the end, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!